I think the more of us that are conscious and aware of the balance of masculine and feminine energy within us, and this talk about divine union, rather than externalizing it, it's obviously comes from a place of within first, as with anything, not just union. Once we balance the I, once we ground what we need to, release what we need to, detach from any expected 3D world outcome for the hopes, dreams and desires that we have for ourselves, because we can ultimately choose timelines, but I'm in a place where I'm currently questioning free will. I don't know if that is actually a thing, but you know, we are at a stage where many of us are questioning, and we have done for a couple of years now, you know, questioning belief systems, trying to, well, not trying, just loosening the grip, loosening the grip on things that we have felt strongly about before, not maybe managed our emotions about before, oh gosh, there's a lot of deja vu at the minute. I don't know if anybody else is hopping in and out of different realities and paradigms on a daily basis. So just trying to come back to the point, because someone just pulled me out, or maybe my future timeline pulled me out. God, this is annoying at times. Anyway, the balance of divine feminine and divine masculine is that the more the woman decides to, not decides really, just finds the balance of God, I don't even know if I can put this up because it's all gobbledygook, but there's been some really weird stuff going on at the minute with timelines and words and repeating myself and circling back on time. Anyway, what I'm intending to say, if spirit will let me get it out my mouth, is that the divine feminine parts of the females, once we start to nurture that, once we fall more into it, once we start to lean into surrender to this essence that is so harmonious and beneficial for us, whether we connect with the mother maiden crone archetype, the maiden archetype of that, you know, or we are connected to the fae or other wistful, wispy, beautiful, dainty, ballet, little fairy energies, and find so much love and peace there, and creating in the kitchen and cooking, or just finding a way, like drawing, however the woman finds their creative essence, nurtures their flow. It's also conscious of the masculine container that wants to protect this feminine angelic essence. And it's like I'm learning the balance of, the more that I become into my nurture my divine feminine, my goddess like self, my goddess essence, available to us all. You know, I don't believe I'm above or below anybody else. This is just energy. And it's like on the other side, the masculine part of me is highly protective because of various things that one goes through. You know, we find a way of protecting ourselves. Some of it is, you know, positive, i.e. discernment, and some of it's also lack of trust, you know, it's from the wounded self of lack of trust and just kind of questioning things a little bit more than we used to. But, you know, this message is not really about that. What I'm trying to connect with now, or decipher or move through in my brain, which is obviously not compass mentis clear at the minute because of there's stuff going on, not just for me but in the collective. And we approach a full moon soon, so there's other stuff going on. I'm picking up a lot of anger and a lot of like fury and rage and aggression, and I know that some of my protectors are in the underworld, and I can vividly hear and see things. You know, it's not always pleasant, but anyway, that's what I've got to accept as part of my path. I'm not resisting anything because that just makes it worse, but I know that I'm highly protected. But is that this very, 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 very powerful masculine wants to dominate the feminine at times, and so I'm having to really not learn because it is learned. I've been consciously working on this for a few years now. But as we up each level of our own game, new level, new devil, they say, you know, it's like I'm being presented with aspects of myself that are new to me, mirrors of the masculines around me, because I want to maintain the feminine mirror, soft, graceful, feminine mirror. But there is a really fierce, angry protector, masculine. And I don't have anything to be angry about. So this is when I start to, and I share this as my testimony because I believe many of us are coming into these, we're learning things that we should have, you know, been taught at school, everything that we need to know, like how to budget, money, energy, like is, you know, not present in the mainstream curriculum, whatever. We're not going to go down that route. But what I've been learning and trying to reteach myself or remember, because it is all there for us to tap into, and many things affect how deep we can go into our tapping into things, and it does include what we put in our minds and bodies, but is trying to not allow any extreme fluctuation between the feminine and masculine, just maintain this dance of like, okay, this elegant feminine is moving in that way, and then she's encountered somebody and this has then brought her guard up, so masculine tends to take more of a leading role, which is not what I desire, because I believe that when we look at ourselves in ways that many of us are, as part of the personal healing journey from now until, well, the day that we, you know, the goggles are off and the sparks start the remembrance, is that it's where, like, I will fight for that peace. Anybody that threatens verbally, energetically, physically, my peace, because the world is chaotic enough. Like, we have to learn to move through trials and tribulations, challenges, be they circumstantial, be they right now potentially, you know, there's so much coming through. I know there's a new round of upgrades for the people, because like my light language has gone a bit bananas in the past few days, and it's been a while, so that's quite interesting, because top tier timelines are available to us all. But I do believe that balancing the masculine and the feminine inside of us is part of how we can achieve El Primo, the top. Well, Howdy Mikowski was talking about scripts, life scripts. I guess it's a timeline, whatever, however anybody wants to speak about it, is the top tier life. And and that's not talking about without ease, but I'm just saying if anybody presents an unnecessary chaotic energy, we will not have it. The feminine who remains soft and graceful, that's the intention anyway, sometimes presents to the outer world because there's a distorted view of a soft, graceful woman as being weak, or kindness as weakness kind of thing. And that is going to flip this year, is that they'll realise that people who are maintaining and choosing peace are just as capable as creating chaos, because they have moved away from their own self-inflicted, self-perpetuating chaos in our own lives, because we are the creators of our reality. So the problems that have come into our own existence are part of our responsibility in some way, shape or form, whether we understand it, overstand it before we die and leave the realm or not, I don't know. But these are the questions and the learnings and the observations and little experiments that we can do until we're, until the Reaper arrives. And while we're doing these sort of investigations, I encourage us to seek that divine union in self, because anything else, if we're desiring a partner, if we are desiring aligned partnerships, work, collaborations, living scenarios, communities, just sort of the connections that we make day to day, it's really important that we maintain the vibration of the essence of this physical embodiment. That's what I believe. That's what I've noticed on my journey with the woman that I identify with in this realm. I don't know if that makes sense, but this is stuff that's going on in my brain at the minute. I always say may or may not share it, but as soon as I press record, I'm not really the one that chooses whether this stuff goes out or not, because, it's kind of like, makes you look a bit silly, but yeah. Learning to flow with the masculine and the feminine in more harmony rather than any extremist, because some of the external energy around me, the masculine, is really igniting the fire in me right now. And I say that and I laugh, because I could say a few other things with a hot tongue, and I don't want to, because that's not me, that's not my essence. This is me seeing or absorb, and this is where observe, don't absorb, feeling. I'm not absorbing it, I just bat it back, but I can feel it, because as I said, I've got nothing to be angry about. I've got nothing to deliver spiteful words about to people. And so I think there's some serious crashing and crumbling going on around behind closed doors, potentially. I just think this is the era of, if things are going to work, they're going to work. If they're not, people are moving in very, very different ways, very, very different directions right now, because who wants to be around extremist? The world is like, we don't need it. Maintaining the peace and knowing that you can prepare for any chaotic situation or eventual outcome of whatever is thrown externally is the best way. We restore and rejuvenate peacefully so that we've got the energy to go into combat, which kind of is gone in the past, but potentially, because these are the times that we're living in now, is preparedness. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, all right, bye.